Last year, on their way to winning the championship, the Oklahoma City Thunder were in this exact spot, up 3-2 in a series with a chance to close out their opponent on the road in Game 6. They're in this spot twice in the postseason last year. They were favored in both those games, and they lost both times straight up and against the spread by margin. What do we expect in this same situation for OKC in Game 6 on Thursday night this year? Let's talk about it. Teddy covers WagerTalk.com with the big game breakdown. I'm going to talk side, I'm going to talk total, and I'm going to talk a particular player who I'm interested in prop-wise for Game 6. But let's start with what happened last year, because it certainly, in my mind, is worth noting that the Thunder were in this very spot against Denver in the second round, where they went up 3-2. They won Game 5 at home. They went on the road Game 6 at Denver, lost by a dozen as 5.5-point road favorites. They were in the same spot against Indiana in the finals. Again, they were up 3-2, coming off a Game 5 win at home. They went on the road in Game 6 at Indiana. They were 5.5-point favorites, and they lost that game by a double-digit margin. So from a track record standpoint, this Thunder team, let's just say this hasn't been their role. And of course, this year, they're not even, they're not laying points. The markets are saying that they're worthy dogs in this ballgame. It's worth noting. Look at the Odds Logic live odds screen right now as I record this on Wednesday lunchtime here in Las Vegas. San Antonio's minus 3.5. So we got OKC as a dog, which has been something of an exception rather than a rule for the Thunder. They haven't been underdogs very much this season, or not here in the postseason either. They were plus 2.5 and plus 3.5 in games 3 and 4 of this series. So again, when where a series is priced to begin is where a series is going to be priced unless there's significant injuries, and obviously that's been the case here with San Antonio in the same range that they've been for the last couple of home games. Minus 2.5, minus 3.5 here. Again, the Odds Logic live odds screen says they're minus 3.5 total. I'm seeing 218.5/219 as a prevailing number as we speak. And guys, if you're interested, live odds, they help me. I use it every day. oddslogic.com/Teddy is going to get you a free 7-day trial. It takes about a minute to fill out the form, and it's super helpful, at least for me. Again, if you have accounts at more than one book, this says, what do I open? How do I open it? When do I bet it now? Do I wait? oddslogic.com/Teddy. Check it out. Try it. And again, it takes about a minute to fill out the form. But the Odds Logic live odds screen right now is the Spurs 3.5 total, 218.5/219. From a side standpoint, we certainly have seen it's not like we don't trust OKC to win games on the road. All right. They won a pivotal Game 3 on this floor by 15. And that came in a game where they were down by 15 early. So they pretty much controlled that one. They played a really lousy Game 4. All right. That's as bad as I've seen OKC play all year. And those games will happen, even in the postseason. But they're $3 favorites in the series, $3.50 favorites in the series for good reason. At this stage, San Antonio, a team that hadn't been here before, a team that is extraordinarily young. OKC, they've shown us they're the class. And I believe that right now. I really do. 5 games in, I think the Thunder win the series. The question is, do they win it in 6 or do they win it in 7? Or do we just lay a minus 350 for OKC to win the series? But have they learned from last year? And again, last year they won the title. So the lessons learned, it's not like, these Game 6 losses killed them a year ago. OKC knows how strong that home court has been. That said, what the Thunder were able to do in game number 5 against Wemby and company, against Wemby in particular, was impressive. Wemby didn't, had his worst game of the series, 4 of 15 from floor. He did go 12 of 12 from the free throw line, but he didn't get open looks, and OKC harassed him throughout the contest. And if Wemby's not leading them, they ain't winning. You know what I mean? It's not like this is a Spurs team. A year or two from now, that could be a very different story. And, Darren Fox didn't have a real good game in game 4 either, to put out game 5 either, to put it mildly. And Fox, another guy who was capable of carrying them. And Vassell had a rough game, just 2 of 11 from the floor and on down the road. It wasn't, they only shot 40% as a team in that contest, under 30% from 3-point range. But it's certainly worth noting, not like OKC hit everything. It's not like OKC was draining everything. But what the Thunder were able to do, they were get to the free throw line. And that made a huge difference. When you get 38 free throw attempts, that matters. And you hit 33 of them, that matters too. So I guess from a side standpoint here, I think the Thunder are the team that's going to win this series. And when it gets to game 6 and 7, and OKC's a team I think is going to win the series, I'm only looking to play the Thunder. I don't know if I'm going to get there yet, but that's the lean right now is OKC plus the points. From a total standpoint, this one really stands out, and the total here may be stronger than the side for me in game 6. I don't know. And it's what I do. I sleep on it, and so the game just happened. Boom, last night. Everything's fresh. But I'm going to sleep on it, and then I'll put out my play for the clients on Thursday morning. Is what I do. That's my process. And it's worked for me over many years. It's worked for me this year. So I'm not going to try to rush the process. And I have not officially made any play. They haven't released anything to my clients yet. Although, again, on Thursday morning, we will be in action for this one. But side OKC is the side I'm looking at. Total under is the way I'm looking here. And that's despite game number 5 flying over the total look. All right. The pace was there. But we saw a lot of free throws, 32 for the Spurs, 38 attempts for the Thunder. When you get 70 free throw attempts, games go over the total. They're not all whistled that way. I'll just put it at that. From a 3-point shooting standpoint, again, between the two teams, we saw 26 made 3-pointers. So not crazy, but on the high end. And of course, OKC shot the ball fairly well throughout the contest. Game number 6. And again, as we get, I wouldn't argue with if you're going to play over, I play first half over. I really think if this game is tight at all in the second half, that the pace is going to slow down. And it's a scenario where you have an elimination game on San Antonio's home floor. We expect the defensive intensity to be at the max level. We really do. I'm not expecting OKC to get a ton of open looks. At the same time, we've seen Wemby come back to earth a little bit. We've seen the Spurs offense. We've seen OKC figure out how to stop San Antonio for extended stretches. So the feel for me for game number 6 would be looking at the under as opposed to the over. So we're looking at the OKC plus. We're looking at the under 219. And from a player prop standpoint, again, I know he's coming off a huge game, another huge game, Alex Caruso. But Alex Caruso is a bigger piece of the rotation right now than he's been at any point here in the postseason or in the regular season for OKC. They need him in this series. He's played 28, 24, 25, 32 minutes. He's getting the shot attempts. He's on the floor to get the rebounds and the assists. So Caruso, in particular, a guy I would look to target for overs in Game 6. He's going to get the playing time. I expect him to be on the floor, and he's been valuable on the floor, both ends. So whatever overs you want for Caruso, you want over points, you want a PRA, I'm interested in overs on the guy who has been the hidden straw that stirs the drink for OKC in this series. Caruso has been a problem for San Antonio. I don't think that changes in game number 6. So we'll look for Caruso overs from a prop standpoint. I hope you guys like this video. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to hang out with me and my Wager Talk friends. Again, check out the website, wagertalk.com. Check out my homepage, w.buzz/TC. I appreciate the comments, likes, follows. Have a great day and stay tuned right here on this channel for more quality free play video content from Wager Talk TV. Cheers. Have a great day.